is in the know for Tuesday, November 17, the 322nd day of 2020. There are 44 days left in the year. Good morning, MV, guiding you through In the Know at K105 on Litchfield's Country Station, 1039 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud or iTunes podcast, on Facebook Watch, on YouTube Live, on Periscope, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we will update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. Going to be a little cooler today. Going to get cooler overnight tonight. Be the coolest night in a while, so we'll get you ready for that. We'll also get you ready for Thanksgiving. It's less than 2 weeks away, and who knows, we might even talk about some food or some other good stuff. We have that and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Beach is on assignment today. So we bring in our dear friend, First Baptist Church Litchfield knows him as Dennis, as WD-40.
The name's Yukon Cornelius, the greatest prospector in the North.
Yukon Cornelius.
You're looking at a mighty humble bumble.
The Social Security Administration knows him as Dennis C. Cook. Morning, Yukon.
Hey,
Welcome back.
thanks for having me.
Good to see you.
Happy Vest
I
Day.
was going to say, glad you got the vest memo.
I did.
To be clear, you've got gingham sleeves. I have solid white sleeves.
Thank
so
you.
we're not dressed alike. We just brought the strong vest game today. So looking good. Keep up the good work.
You're looking good,
I
too.
don't have the facial hair, but
Hey.
just one of these days when I grow up, I'm going to be just like you.
Yes. Finally.
Misty is on assignment this week. So we bring in another of our dear friends. She is the Grayson County Extension Services Agriculture Agent, Miss Whitney Carmen.
Good morning.
Morning. Welcome back.
I'm glad to be here.
She also about to be a mama again for
yeah.
the third time, and
Yes.
so she's masked up today because you
We're
said
so
the
close.
you said the 5th.
The 5th of December, yeah.
The 5th of December falls on what day?
It's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday. You're
Yeah.
having a baby on a Saturday.
Well,
what
I
a
mean-
way to ruin a weekend, or make a weekend.
I don't know. I
guess
guess it just depends on what your outlook is on it. But I'm just ready. I'm ready for
Yeah,
it.
so good to see you.
Yeah.
Haven't seen you in a while, and happy to hear that you're almost there, almost
Almost.
to your delivery date. Now, it is an odd combination. I don't think we've ever had this recipe on the show before.
This should be fun.
So we've not. The three of us have not worked together before. So break a leg. Break a leg, or no, not you, Whitney. Don't break a leg.
I don't want to break a leg.
No, you need to take care of yourself.
Not this close. You need to hang in there. We'll let Dennis break a leg.
I'm just going to go ahead and go.
just do that. What is the stinkiest state?
I would probably say without a doubt, we're talking about Ohio.
Oh, you think
Like,
Ohio
it's
the
like
stinkiest.
foul smelling?
Well, either way, it could be subjective.
I was
going to
say, I mean, if I was thinking that, I would maybe think Texas just because of all of the,
Okay.
of the feedlots and stuff.
All
that's
right,
good-
gotcha.
good
Oh,
point.
so taking a very agricultural perspective
Yeah.
on that.
Mine
Got
was
it.
just sports
Depends. That
related.
smells like money to me,
Yeah.
but it
Sure,
may not to
yeah, it
other
smells
people.
like money to a lot of people, a lot of farmers. If you've been with the show a long time, you'll know that I'm likely to say Arkansas because I think that Arkansas is the armpit of the country. Especially if you're trying to go to Texas.
Yeah.
You get about right there and you kind of turn off to the
Can
left.
imagine that.
But Delaware is apparently, based on the smells that come from landfills, methane gas emissions, and other odoriferous pollutants, Delaware tops the list. So there's some stinky byproducts of Delaware, like Joe Biden. The second stinkiest state in the United States is West Virginia, followed by Illinois, North Dakota, Indiana, which Gary, Indiana is near what city? See, is that Chicago that Gary, Indiana
Yeah.
is
Really?
close to?
I mean, that's Indiana,
And Iowa. The state that smells the best is Nevada. Nevada, Maine, Utah, and Arizona are all the least stinkiest states.
Well, I mean, there's not as much there either.
I don't know Kentucky's rank, so we'll have
Okay, I was going to ask.
We'll have to
Yeah.
look that up. If you like gazing at the sky, which I did last night, just seeing if I could catch the International Space Station because the Resilience crew aboard the Dragon capsule arrived at the International Space Station right on time at 10 p.m. Central Time last night. I was not able to stay awake for the hatch opening, but I would have learned this morning if they didn't get the hatch open.
Yeah.
Like they traveled all that way, 27.5 hours, and then said,
Surely,
we can't get the door open. We'll have to turn around and go back home. But in addition to, the ISS will fly over Litchfield at 7:02 Eastern or Central. You can look it up on NASA's website tonight. So if you want to see the Dragon capsule attached to the ISS, you'll have to have a good eye. But if you want to see the ISS go over, you'll be able to see it this evening.
The moon set was not existent last night, so you could really see a lot of stuff.
Yes, and in addition to the disappearing moon, or the not present moon, the Leonid meteor shower peaks today and tomorrow. So tonight and tomorrow. So just lots of stuff going on in the sky. Weather-wise, mostly sunny. 50 is the high today. Mostly clear, 31 tonight, and sunshine, and 53 for tomorrow. And then we'll get back into the 60s and should hang around there through most of the weekend. For right now, looks all right for Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
Into next week. Won't be too bad. It's not, there have been those Thanksgiving days where you can wear, shorts and a football jersey and get outside and play in the yard. I don't think it's going to be that kind of day, but it's also not going to be
snowing like
yucky
it was
and snowing.
when I was born.
That's right. Good news again yesterday from Moderna. The day after the election, we got good news from Pfizer saying that their vaccine trials were reporting 90% efficacy. And now Moderna says yesterday that their new vaccine appears to be 94.5% effective. So giving Americans and healthcare providers, I guess, and states two different choices. One of the differences between the virus is in the vaccine is that the Pfizer vaccine requires that super cold storage, which is proving to be some of a logistical challenge for dispatching it to the nation. But the Moderna version of the vaccine does not require that super cold refrigeration. So I don't know if that gives them the edge. Their percentage sounds a little bit better than Pfizer, but I think it's going to take many different. It's good to have options, and it will sort itself out. But when you think about where we started in March to the fact that we're now in trials for a vaccine, it really is rather remarkable.
And we're blessed to have a couple.
Yes, that's right. And I think there were maybe 3 front runners, maybe 2 to 3 companies that were in the running, and now we've heard from 2. So who knows? I guess there even could be another. Governor Beshear reported 1,514 new cases of coronavirus yesterday, bringing the state's total to 139,000. That number is starting to be staggering, considering where the numbers we were experiencing and scared of in March, April, and May. 3 new deaths reported yesterday. The positivity rate over 7 days, 8.98%. Hospitalizations rose to 1,442 on Saturday. ICU patients increased to 360. The total hospitalized since the beginning of March, 8,874, and 2.421 million tests performed in Kentucky. The governor did say that coming up tomorrow, if we don't see an improvement in the numbers, that if we don't see a change in the numbers over the first couple of days this week, he says, this is his quote, he says, we'll talk about some additional steps that we may have to take. And then he actually added on a bit of a caveat and said, or by that point, we will have to take to try and get this virus back under control. 103 of Kentucky's 120 counties are in the red.
Wow.
And he was asked, he said, would the restrictions back in March and April look like the restrictions that you're talking about possibly now? And he said, at that time, we didn't have enough testing. We had almost no PPE to protect those in hospitals, and we didn't know the most effective ways to treat this virus, so the mortality rate was through the roof, and we didn't know as much about the spread. If we have to take additional steps, they will be more targeted, and he added that bars and restaurant capacities could be affected. It made me wonder, he floated the idea, he's been floating the idea for a couple of days, like if we don't do something different, if we don't get a better hold of this, then there are going to be recommendations or restrictions. And I started thinking, well, what are they? What?
Yeah.
You've already, I think the majority of schools have returned to NTI. At least the majority of public schools, and more all the time are doing so. The mask mandate is there, whether people are following it or not. I don't know. I hope that they are. And I think that you still have a lot of restaurants here, at least locally, that their dining rooms are closed and they're relying upon carry out or drive through.
Right.
So I'm just wondering what can he do? What is more targeted, I guess is my question, that he can do that he's not already done or recommended. I guess we'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
What it might be. But long-term care facilities and corrections numbers are also troubling again, which aren't part of the daily numbers that
Well, and
are
isn't he
included.
working on he's, I guess, enacted the National Guard or is planning to in case it gets worse, like he's preparing them for the long-term care facilities, I think is what he was saying.
You're seeing some national people, in March and April, one of the concerning things that aggravated me was that that because most of the national news networks are based in New York, whatever was happening in New York
Is what was
happening across the country, and that wasn't the case.
Right.
We were here in rural Kentucky going,
Okay.
well, I mean, all right, we're already distanced, and we're not riding the subway, and we're not touching the same turnstiles, and it's not happening. But you gotta hunker down.
Yeah.
And now the people, some of those talking heads though, that say the way that things happened in March and April in New York was a dress rehearsal for the next lockdown, they say, is going to be worse if it happens. And you've got some people, some of the talking heads that are vying for seats in the Biden administration that say, if we would just shut the world down for 4 to 6 weeks, we could get rid of this.
Right.
That's what they're saying. You'll be shutting down a lot of lives that will never recover for 4 to 6 weeks. And maybe you want to do that in New York, but the numbers are troubling in a lot of places.
Something to me has to happen other than reducing bars and restaurant capacities. I just think that alone is not going to make a whole lot of difference.
Yeah.
I've been in 0 bars and I've been in 1 restaurant since March.
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly. Yeah.
But again, thank you, Lord. So far,
Us too, but you just don't know where it's coming from. There's people that are following all the rules and they're still getting it, so you just don't know.
Right.
You just got to be diligent.
got to take the precautions that
Yeah.
you can. A Hardin County man has been arrested after assaulting a small child's groin and striking the child with a belt. 20-year-old Jonathan Burks of Elizabethtown was arrested after he admitted to Elizabethtown police. I don't even want to read the rest of this. He said, but he also admitted to striking the child with a belt, bruising the child's buttocks and thigh. I put in quotes, man, Elizabethtown, man. That's not how a man acts.
Not at all.
Burks told police he committed the acts Wednesday morning after the boy, quote, refused to answer his questions correctly. Burks was charged with first-degree criminal abuse of a child under the age of 12. I'd like to recommend punishment.
Yeah. Me too.
I got a couple of ideas on.
Me too.
I'm sorry, I drifted a little Old Testament and coming up
Eye
with
for an eye.
with the punishment on that. Dennis, can I go Old Testament in cases like that?
I just need somebody to mute my mic
All
real
right.
quick.
I know somebody who can do that if you need to. A joint federal, state, and local undercover operation called Operation Gabby Doolin has resulted in multiple charges against 7 child predators in Kentucky. The investigations, which were conducted in Elizabethtown and Louisville, resulted in multiple state and federal arrests. In addition to the arrests, multiple investigative leads were developed that continue to assist law enforcement with the apprehension of child predators. 54-year-old Melvin Dowell from Rineyville was involved, pleaded guilty to attempted enticement and transfer of obscene material to a minor. And 23-year-old Travis Puckett of Elizabethtown has been charged with attempted enticement of a minor, attempted transfer of obscene matter to a minor, etc. So there were, again, 7 people. But those are the 2 that are closest to
There's been a lot of those
where we
lately,
are.
and I'm glad.
Yep.
They're finally cracking down on it.
Exactly.
You'll find the FBI and you'll find the U.S. Attorney General's office and the field offices that's where they're putting a lot of their
Resources.
And that's another thing of the. It's kind of one of the outgrowths of the pandemic is that when we're isolated more, and our kids spend more time online,
Right.
and they can't be supervised all of the time. But I've long talked about handing your kid a cell phone and saying, "Don't bother me. Let this entertain you," is like dropping them off in the parking lot at a shopping center at 10 o'clock at night and saying, "Well, I'll be back to get you in the morning. Good luck."
Yeah.
And so, in ways that by kids not being in the classroom and seeing counselors and other staff member and teachers who are able to spot abuse or spot changes in behavior or attitude or concerns, when we get isolated from one another, these are the types of things that
Exactly.
we miss. And so more of these things are creeping up and have present us back-to-back stories that are quite ugly. Damaged bridge linking Ohio and Kentucky scheduled to reopen December 23rd. According to Governor Beshear's office, the Brent Spence Bridge was closed after two trucks collided last Wednesday, resulting in a blaze that damaged a 200-foot section of the structure. The fire did not impact the overall integrity of the bridge, which was good fortune. They say it could have been far worse once they were able to get out there and see exactly the situation they were dealing with. So $12 million in federal emergency funds will go toward removing and replacing damaged concrete on the bridge's upper deck. Now, I agree they got to get the roadway opened up.
Right.
And that's a major thoroughfare through that portion of the country. But it is sad that we're going to spend $12 million, a $12 million Band-Aid. Well, we're going to spend more than that probably, but we're getting $12 million from the federal government in emergency funds for a Band-Aid for a bridge that should have already been replaced a long
Right.
time ago.
Yeah.
And so I understand that we're not in a situation as a state or as a region to say, well, here's where the new bridge is going to go. There's more to it than that. But it is sad.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, putting a new engine in a 25-year-old car.
Right.
Been there.
Done
Which
that.
hasn't that been fought over? That's the whole reason
Yes.
that it's been a big political.
And I
war.
mentioned, last Thursday that's in a race that Matt Bevin lost by about 5,000 votes. When he advocated for a toll on a new bridge in northern Kentucky a couple of weeks before the election, that could have turned off 5,000 northern Kentuckians
for
enough
sure.
that was the difference in the election. Now, he had some other entanglements that he could have spared himself, but 5,000 votes is 5,000 votes. All charges were dropped yesterday against Kentucky Representative Attica Scott and others arrested during a protest against the decision not to indict the police officers involved in the Breonna Taylor shooting. So that information is out there. Oh, Whitney, you have been to Bryant-Denny Stadium.
I have.
What was that like?
Amazing.
Yeah?
As a UK fan, amazing. Yes.
Your
It is a
mask today is
once-in-a-lifetime
kind of almost
experience.
Alabama color.
right.
It is, but I'm not an Alabama fan.
No?
No. I
Okay.
went wearing my blue and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to go. Didn't you have field access?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Cats are on the road to Bryant-Denny Stadium coming up this Saturday. I think 31-point underdogs. Who could have
That's
seen
kind
that
of what
coming?
it was when we went last time.
Yeah, probably so. About the same. So my question, I guess, is this a good year? If you've got to go to Bryant-Denny Stadium and play, is this the year to do it with reduced fans?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And I will tell you though, they were. Of course, we probably weren't very. We lost. I mean, that was Steven Johnson. I think was just first year quarterback, but we were not a threat to them, and it was their homecoming, I believe. So it was packed tighter than anything in there. But it was wonderful. It was a wonderful experience, and they were nice to us. So.
Yeah, but back a few years ago,
Felt sorry for us.
Unless
Yeah,
it was a trip to
probably.
Vandy. Vandy, they thought, oh, well, we might be able to beat you.
Yeah.
Everybody else just said, oh, well, bless their hearts. You Kentucky people
That's
coming down
right.
here, good to see you. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming.
The guy that took us out on the field said that the worst fans were the LSU fans because there was such a rivalry there, and the
yeah.
Auburn fans.
Oh,
they
I'm
were,
sure.
Yeah,
Can imagine
so.
that. And the news came out yesterday that the NCAA thinks, at least now, that they're going to play the entire NCAA tournament in the Indianapolis area. How does that, you UK basketball fans, how do you greet that news? That okay? Not okay?
It's okay, but can you even go?
Right. I mean, it's close to home.
Listen,
But
when they put 68, there are enough venues around there that they think they can
Yeah.
run the tournament inside that bubble between Butler University, or they might even use Purdue or Notre Dame or like regional type schools. But when you house that many teams and you house staff, will there be room for fans?
Right.
Will there? I don't know what that model looks like
I
exactly.
assume it'll be like the NBA bubble, if I had to guess.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
It's
Because it was fairly productive.
It was.
I mean, yeah, they fared pretty much better than anybody else has.
But
so
this
far.
is the NCAA.
I
Is our
know.
confidence in them?
Yeah,
Hey, as long as they can play it, I don't care.
yeah, especially this year.
I'm with Coach Cal.
I actually went with Coach Patino. Delay the season. Don't play it until like May.
Have May
Push
Madness.
it back. Yeah, I think that would be better for everybody involved. Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got more on the way here on In the Know.
Did you know that experts estimate that 80 to 90% of disease is stress-related? Massage can help by lowering your blood pressure, increasing circulation, reducing fatigue, and increasing energy. Call Renee Smith at 270-505-5463 to set up your appointment for a therapeutic massage today. Renee also offers gift certificates and is conveniently located on Elizabethtown Road in Litchfield. 270-505-5463.
Beehive Assisted Living in Litchfield is seeking caregivers for their beautiful 16-room assisted living community. They believe that care means something different to each of their residents, so they need staff members able to provide unique and special care. Currently seeking caregivers both full and part-time for all shifts. They can work around college schedules, and if you're without experience, Beehive will be happy to train you. Apply in person at Beehive Assisted Living, 1417 Brandenburg Road in Litchfield.
Core-Mark Kentucky has immediate job openings for night warehouse shifts. If you're highly motivated, seeking a family-friendly environment, Core-Mark Kentucky has full, part, and temporary time positions available with competitive wages, incentives, benefits, vacation, and a fun work atmosphere. Core-Mark Kentucky offers you a 4-day work week. That's 3 days off a week. Call a recruiter now at 270-259-9341 or apply online at careers.coremark.com. Core-Mark is an equal opportunity employer.
At the University of Kentucky, there are no bounds to our campus, no limits to our ambitions. Now you can earn a degree from UK anywhere. Every day we're expanding our reach and impact for a world that moves faster and demands more. Over 30 degrees and certificates, 100% online, from Kentucky's flagship university. We're prepared to adapt, grow, build, challenge, and succeed. Together. Find your program at uky.edu/UKonline.
I'm Officer Logan Lynch. When you're working traffic in Kentucky, responding to crashes involving injuries or fatalities is a tough part of our job. When you're driving Kentucky roads, there's so much out of your control. What we do have control over is wearing a seatbelt. Less than 2 seconds. That's all the time it takes to buckle up. Why do we enforce seatbelt laws? It's not about writing tickets. It's about saving lives.
A message from law enforcement officers across Kentucky and the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
Zoom is getting into the holiday spirit. Video conferencing company says it will be lifting the 40-minute limit for all meetings globally from midnight Eastern on November 26th through 6 a.m. on November 27th, so your virtual family Thanksgiving gatherings don't get cut short. Zoom has the 40-minute limit for free users, which you can get around if you become a paying customer. Zoom is on a tear, as you know, during the health crisis, increasing their user base from 10 million in December to 300 million in April. Spotify out with a new tool to organize your podcast listening. The feature called Your Episodes let you bookmark individual episodes from any podcast, which are then added to a new Your Episodes playlist. New option could be useful for those times when a podcast you don't normally subscribe to has a show you want to listen to, like an interview with your favorite celebrity. Contrary to what your mom says, a new study says video games are good for your mental health. Researchers at Oxford studied people who played Plants vs. Zombies, Battle for Neighborville, and Animal Crossing, New Horizons, and found that playing the games were good for your mental well-being. Tech Report, Larry Olson.
Today is homemade bread day.
I can smell it now.
I love bread.
Me too.
The meteor shower continues tonight and tomorrow night. as well.
Is that the one that is green? Because there was one a couple of weeks ago around Halloween that they were showing green fireballs. Was it a different?
I don't think so.
meteor
I think
shower?
these are, yes, I think it is a different meteor
Okay,
shower.
okay.
It's my understanding. And then today is Unfriend Day. You know, you had to clean out your refrigerator the other day, so you can clean out your friends list today if you need to. Keep things tidy. Sometimes it has to happen.
Yes, absolutely.
And sometimes it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have done more of just the distancing myself from it than the unfriending or the unfollowing. It's like, yeah, I
I
don't need all that
snooze.
stuff.
I snooze
over
a lot
there.
of folks.
Yeah.
I've been known to snooze a time or two. And it is also Farm Joke Day today, which I thought was so appropriate with
Well.
Whitney
Told
Carmen,
me.
the agriculture
Dang
agent
it.
from Grayson County Extension, being here. You know any good farm jokes?
I don't know. What's a cow that has no legs?
Ground beef?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
okay.
only one that comes to mind.
Let's see.
I've got a lot of good ones. I just I'm not prepared.
What?
You stuck one on me.
Why the Scarecrow won the Nobel Prize? Because he was outstanding in his field.
Oh, that's so funny. Sorry.
Excellent. That's 3 for 3 for you today.
Oh,
by the-
really?
Behind the scenes here.
Wow. I didn't think I was going to get a point on that
That's
one.
good.
But
Outstanding.
I'm gonna have to Google one before the end of the time.
outstanding in his field. Perhaps the reduced Thanksgiving celebrations this year are sort of a blessing in disguise. A survey of 2,000 Americans reveals that more than a quarter have grown tired of the usual Thanksgiving food options. The turkey, stuffing, cranberries, and green bean casserole, etc. Are you all tired of the traditional Thanksgiving fare, or you want to keep it traditional?
I like the traditional, but this year it'll be a little different. It's just going to be the four of us doing, well, 5, I guess, doing it, and we're going to do just the regular. But I mean, you can't go away from tradition, I guess. That's me.
I think you have to have that one time. You have to have one meal that's
Yeah.
the traditional turkey, and you have to have half a dozen deviled eggs to yourself.
Yes.
And all that. But if you want to do tacos on Wednesday or Friday or even lunch, have at it.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you some options coming up about
Okay.
doing the traditional, but I do want to cover, it's important. Do you all know anyone who will be flying for Thanksgiving?
I don't this year.
I do not.
I don't know anyone that's going to get on a plane and
No.
go, but the TSA approves or issues a list every year of the do's and don'ts of foods that you can and cannot take.
Okay.
Which puzzle me every year
Yeah,
because I
why
think
can't you
who
just
really
get it
wants
when you
to
get there?
Thanksgiving foods that can be carried through a TSA checkpoint. Baked goods, homemade or store-bought pies, cakes, cookies, brownies, and other sweet treats. Meats, including turkey, chicken, ham, steak, frozen, cooked, or uncooked. Stuffing, cooked or uncooked, in a box or in a bag. Casseroles, can. Mac and cheese, can. Fresh vegetables, can. Fresh fruit, can. Candy, can. Spices, can.
Okay.
Thanksgiving foods that should be carefully packaged with your checked luggage.
Okay.
Cranberry sauce. Gravy. Wine, champagne, sparkling apple cider. Canned fruits or vegetables. Preserves, jams and jellies. And maple syrup.
Okay.
Candy corn, candy canes.
I love syrup.
The 4 major food groups. Those are the things you can and cannot.
The worst thing traveling, I mean, if you think about it, you've gone to Nana's, and Nana wants to send you home with a pint of homemade gravy, and you put that in your checked luggage, and you get home, and that gravy is just all over everything. Can you
Everywhere.
imagine?
I was a little surprised that it didn't cover Aunt Bethany's Jell-O mold.
Oh yeah.
Whoa!
Because I need to know where the TSA comes down.
Yeah, that
on.
normally comes in a gift wrap box.
Yeah.
That's right. Or it could meow. I don't know. Cost analysis: pre-made Thanksgiving dinner versus home cooked Thanksgiving dinner. Now, you all are in unique situations. Whitney, you all are keeping it just your immediate household. Dennis, you and Sarah and the kids, are you all having immediate household, or are you going to go a little further than that?
I
or-
think we're sticking immediate household this time.
Okay, but you're in a unique position in that you have a chef in training in the house. So are you delegating the Thanksgiving meal to Gracie?
My wife is Best cook I've ever been around.
Okay, so
And I'm
Sarah is
walking
doing it.
But we're going to delegate some desserts for
All right.
sure.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good because I think some of the desserts that Gracie is cooking are going to be on our Thanksgiving table.
Oh, that's right.
So
I heard that.
I hope that's the case. So if you want to base it on the 2019 figures, the cost of a 10-person Thanksgiving dinner was $48.91. That's if you do it. Thanks for coming by. That includes a $20.80 16-pound turkey, $3.32 for pumpkin pie, and $3.75 for 3 pounds of sweet potatoes. Well, that's not near enough.
Oh, no.
You can't just have turkey and sweet potatoes and pie.
No.
Well, that doesn't come up. Does that come up to 48? No, it does not. There's still some left
That
over in there
turkey's
for
too
other
expensive
things.
anyway.
You think so?
I know so.
It's the premium turkey.
See, and I'm trying to decide just with the four of us if we don't just do a roasted chicken instead of a roasted turkey because, I mean, turkeys are huge.
There are more options, though.
Yeah.
They are doing just turkey roasts. They're doing smaller birds. There are a lot of 10 to 14 pound turkeys available this year because Butterball and the companies know that they
See,
have
agriculture is smart.
Yeah,
There you go.
And it takes it takes longer for the birds to mature, so they
Sure.
they harvested them earlier, I suppose. But if you want to outsource your Thanksgiving meal, what's your time worth?
Sure.
Bob Evans down on the farm, 4-person dinner, $59.99.
I've had that meal, sir.
You have?
Last Thanksgiving,
Really?
my family was at a Bob Evans in Cleveland, Ohio,
Oh, okay.
and we had that meal.
Was it good?
No, but the memories have lasted forever.
Well, so it was worth something. It was worth the price.
It
I
was.
guess.
We'll always say, remember that Thanksgiving at Bob Evans?
Okay, well, you could have spent $10 more and gone to Cracker Barrel, and maybe you might have done better because $69.99 for 4 to 6 people for the Cracker Barrel Thanksgiving heat and serve. So I guess this is curbside pickup. And then you could have saved $20 at Popeyes. Their Popeyes Cajun style turkey starts at $39.99. So there's some there's some options.
Is there a Taco Bell Thanksgiving box?
You'll have to take that up with Yo Quiero.
I could eat that on Friday after
There you go.
Thanksgiving.
All right. Whitney, I don't know if you know this, but Dennis is our chief culinary officer
Okay.
on the staff. He has a cooker hat. He has an apron. Sometimes we have snack time when he's here on Tuesdays. I've not seen any snacks yet today, unless they're
not
hiding
today.
in your vest pocket.
I'm sorry.
But I wanted to bring something to your consideration, Dennis. Baskin Robbins is selling a realistic turkey ice cream cake.
I saw that.
So it is a ice cream cake that has ice cream cones as the legs, and then has the little boots on the drumsticks, and then it looks glossy like a turkey. And Dennis is frozen in time. Oh, yes,
They got my tweets.
they listened. they
Yes.
listened.
Yes. All
Yeah.
in.
2 sugar cone legs and a caramel praline topping glaze.
Ooh.
It could be chocolate chip cookie dough, or it could be peanut butter and chocolate. It could be old-fashioned butter pecan. You can choose from a range of flavors
wow.
that will make up the cake.
Oh, does anyone else in here have goosebumps right now?
Listen, I love me some ice cream cake, so
Yeah.
that's right up my alley.
Yes.
Turkey cake. Say, I want the turkey cake.
All in on the turkey cake.
Do either of your all's extended families insist on doing a 5K on Thanksgiving Day?
A what?
Yes.
No, but we're doing virtual 5Ks. I know Kendra does that with 4-H, and so that's what I'll be doing. I'll be taking my sweet time walking.
There are 2 types of families: those that do not run 5Ks on Thanksgiving, and the ones that do. And I like Dennis's. The idea is preposterous. You can walk a 5K. You don't have to run it.
I know.
Yeah.
I invented the virtual 5K back in middle school.
can
Okay,
do
during the
2.6
President's
miles.
Physical Fitness Challenge.
Yeah. All right. So you're out on that.
I'm not doing that.
Mattel releases a new Barbie Extra line for Christmas. There's a little something extra about Mattel's newest line of Barbie dolls. From rainbow hair to a range of body types, skin tones, and fashion, Each of the 5 Barbie Extra dolls has a playful and over-the-top style. In time for the holidays, the new dolls go on sale on Monday with a suggested retail price of $24.99. Whitney, I'll defer to you because I presume Dennis has never had a huge fascination with Barbie dolls.
Barbie Central at my house.
No.
Yeah, I mean, my daughter would want any of those. She's going to see them, and she'll go, "Hey, I want those." So she doesn't.
That happens at our house.
Discriminate. She
I
loves
want
them all.
that. Did you look at a commercial and Alea says, "I want that"?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, yeah. There's a pattern forming. You want about everything that you see on television.
You know, though, I'll say my daughter is 6, and this is the first year that she has asked just for a few things. So I'm thinking, okay, but the few things that she has asked for are of some worth. So I'm like, okay, I think I get what you're stepping in now. So
I can see that.
I've given Mattel a lot of money in my day.
Yeah.
Through
You
Masters of the
have.
Universe,
Yeah.
and they're smart bringing this out right before Christmas.
Yes.
They know what they're doing.
Yes.
And then the new over-the-top Barbie Dream Houses, which
Yeah.
have an over-the-top price.
Well, we have a Disney Barbie Dream House that was not purchased by Mom, but by family. So that is our main thing. And I said, that's it. That's all you're getting. That's all you got room for. So
Hey, by the way, I was going to skip over it, and I don't want to give the inner workings of it because we may have ears of all ages that might be with us. But the U.S. Postal Service's Operation Santa program is back for its 108th year. And it's the new thing about 2020 is that the digital letter adoption, there is now no geographical boundaries. So you may be part of the elf fleet in Kentucky, but you may be your service as an elf might be in New Mexico or might be like anywhere in the country. And so it used to be geography based to be able to participate, but now you can
be
so
anywhere.
it's kind of a neat little deal that they've done.
That's
I
awesome.
didn't realize the Postal Service had done it for 108 years. So
That's the news stories we need more of.
yeah.
yeah, I agree.
Right there.
Yeah.
Dennis, do you like to get up early?
I can.
No, that was not that was an answer to a question that was not asked.
In my mind, I thought you said something different. If we're talking 3 or 4 o'clock, no, I'm not good with that. But anytime after 6, I'm fine.
Whitney, are you an early riser?
The older I get, the more I am. I'm a 5 to 6, depending on the day. Now, I can sleep in with the best of them, but
Right.
I typically am up before 7.
You know, the adage is early bird gets the worm. The early bird also gets eaten by the early cat.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of, my cat had a mouse this morning, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The early bird also
early.
gets grouchy later in the day.
It's true.
The early bird also gets the freshest donuts.
Yeah.
The early bird also gets on my nerves.
That's the best one.
And the early bird also gets, I'll never know. I don't know what the early bird really gets.
I think my wife wrote that list.
She probably did
I
because
love
she's
her.
a smart woman.
I love her.
We got to, except for her taste in men. Other than that, she's
That's
spot
so
on.
weird, isn't it?
Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got plenty more on the way. Hang around here on In the Know.
The wake up early, do a little studying, take the dog out, finish that audiobook
until the very end.
Finish that workout, then stop by McDonald's for breakfast and somehow manage to do it all before that 10 a.m. meeting meal. There's a meal for every morning at McDonald's.
Like a savory sausage biscuit and hash browns bundle or sausage McMuffin and hash browns bundle for just $2 each. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with combo meal.
This holiday season, the freshest gift ideas don't come with charging ports or designer labels because they're grown on farms in Kentucky. From the sweetest honey and jams to the freshest cheeses, meats, produce, and more. And like everything that's grown locally, they're gifts that mean more to everyone throughout the Commonwealth. This holiday season, remember, the freshest gifts come from Kentucky farms. To find out more, visit kyproud.com.
This holiday season, give them the gift that's hard to wrap, but easy to give. Buy them a Steel. From powerful trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws under the tree to fashionable accessories stuffed in their stockings, the STIHL Holiday Gift Guide is packed with great ideas for everyone on your list. For a gift that keeps on giving all year long, pick up the quiet, lightweight, and long-running performance of the STIHL AK Homeowner series of battery-powered tools. Convenient all-in-one sets featuring tool, battery, and charger start at only $199.95. Legendary STIHL performance is easy to use, easy to give, and hard to beat. Find the perfect gifts and wrap up all your holiday shopping at your local STIHL dealer. Or shop online at stihlusa.com/gift guide. Real STIHL. Find yours. All prices MSRP. Available at participating dealers while supplies last.
I'm Trooper Northern with the Kentucky State Police. When working traffic in Kentucky, responding to crashes involving injuries or fatalities is a tough part of our job. When you're driving Kentucky roads, there is so much out of your control. What we do have control over is wearing a seatbelt. Less than 2 seconds. That's all the time it takes to buckle up. Why do we enforce seatbelt laws? It's not about writing tickets, it's about saving lives.
A message from law enforcement officers across Kentucky and the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
The 2021 Honda ATV lineup is here to prove it's possible to work smarter and harder. With the power to get the job done, the technology to make it easier, and tried and tested quality to keep you moving forward, the only thing left to add is you. Then you'll understand how life is better on a Honda. Honda recommends ATVs for riders 16 years and older and recommends that all ATV riders take a training course.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
After rising into the upper 40s for our highs this afternoon beneath sunny skies, we are going to see our temperatures falling down into the 20s overnight. Tomorrow, we see a little bit of a warm-up with highs into the low 50s. By your Thursday, we're talking 60s in the forecast. From the Wave 3 News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Sweet Annie, can I stay with you a while? 'Cause this road's been putting miles on my heart.
Did you know? The more intelligent a child is, the earlier they begin to lie, and the better they are at it.
Oh, that's my son.
I had no idea.
Either of the two of you want to fess up to being intelligent children?
I mean, I was an intelligent child, but I was also a scaredy cat. So.
Oh, yeah.
I was a good kid. You know, is my mom on?
Yeah, I was going to say my mom's probably not listening. She's in Louisville, but
What's the next thing we didn't know?
Oh, the next thing you didn't know. So you're saying move along. Hulu will hike their live TV subscription price by 18% in December. Days after Disney CEO Bob Chapek praised Hulu's live TV offering during the company's quarterly earnings call. The company has notified customers of a significant price increase as of December 18. The package, including more than 6 networks, will cost $64.99 a month for both current and new subscribers, up 18% from the previous rate of $54.99. It will bring Hulu's live bundle in line with rival services like YouTube TV, which also goes for $64.99. I guess I did not realize. Yes, Dennis, your mother is with us.
I was going to say, your mom is here.
Oh, boy. I didn't realize that Disney owned Hulu. So
yes.
Disney owns Disney Plus
and what do they not
and
own?
ESPN. So it's
What do they not
we
own?
have a little bundle with all three of those apps, but it's not the live Hulu part.
Okay.
It's just
Well, and they tried to, and I actually have Disney Plus, but we still have satellite TV and are considering, just due to where we live, moving it into streaming. But they went ahead and added that, $5 extra onto Hulu than the first month that they all joined together. And I was like,
that's
no,
nice.
no, thank you.
Right. Yeah. Well, because we're so limited in what we can do
Right.
on demand
That's
because
us
our
too.
bandwidth is awful. I mean, our satellite television bill is outrageous.
Ours
and
is
then we
too.
got to have Netflix and we got to have Hulu and
Yep.
CBS All Access. And it's just ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
just, It's the day we can get true broadband.
I was gonna say,
it's gonna
rural
be a
broadband
game
thing, come on.
changer.
It's changed our lives. We haven't had
Game
satellite
changer.
in 2 or 3 years or longer.
Yeah. The director of, speaking of Disney Plus, I didn't know this was on the horizon. I feel like Dennis is going to have strong opinions. The director of Home Alone, Chris Columbus, is not at all happy about Disney Plus's reboot of Home Alone. He says, "What's the point? I'm a firm believer that you don't remake films that have had the longevity of Home Alone. You're not going to create lightning in a bottle again. It's just not going to happen, so why do it?" I kind of agree.
I don't disagree with him, but I mean, everybody else does this. I mean, everybody else does this too. I mean, there's all the time some sort of remake. So.
There's no original thought anymore.
Right.
You know, that's why Frozen went big, because it was a new original thought. Home Alone is a classic. You can't do, like Back to the Future. You can't redo that. Don't even think about it. You know, stuff like that. But they did Home Alone 1 and 2 with that cat on there, Macaulay Culkin or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
But they did the third one, I think, with a different boy.
They did.
So it already kind of started, but stay true to the original.
But it was a continuation of the same storyline, but what a lot of the reboots are now is they're not continuations. They're going back and taking the original content. So let me ask you this. How would you feel about A Christmas Story?
Oh.
See, there's no way you can reboot.
Oh, no.
No,
You
absolutely
can't
not.
reboot, you'll shoot your eye out.
No.
You can't do it.
No.
You can't. All right. So there's the Christmas genre. All right. So I think there are movies that are in the Christmas genre that have protected status.
Right.
And I think Home Alone, it's not my favorite Christmas movie, but I think it's one that shouldn't be touched.
Yeah.
I think It's a Wonderful Life shouldn't be touched. I think that obviously A Christmas Story shouldn't, and there are others. But let's remove the Christmas label. Forrest Gump.
No,
Forrest Gump
you
should
can't
not be
redo
touched.
Forrest Gump.
You can't reboot Forrest Gump.
No.
Don't reboot any Tom Hanks movie.
Agreed. But I understand other people may not agree with that. But
An overlooked thought with Home Alone is wondering what kind of a job did Kevin's dad have that
For
allowed
real.
that house
I know.
and a family vacation to Paris?
Yes. And that's not the only. I mean, they went again the next year to somewhere else.
To
and,
they went to New York, of which the 45th president of the United States is in.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that when they rented the Plaza Hotel to do that shot, but he negotiated, President Trump negotiated, he must be in the movie.
That's awesome.
You can rent the hotel for your shooting, but
Yes.
I also must be in the movie.
Do you know what other movie he's in that my son caught not too long ago is The Little Rascals. He is in The Little Rascals
Is
at
he
the
really?
end where they're
You mean-
the live one, the one with little kids in it, the real, not the cartoon version.
You mean the rebooted Little Rascals?
Yes,
The
thank you.
rebooted.
The rebooted Little Rascals.
I
he's in
miss
it.
Alfalfa.
Yeah, he's in it.
I miss Buckwheat, actually.
Yeah.
We got to get to it. But Dennis, I had a story about how they pulled off the kissing scenes in the Christmas movies on Hallmark. I'll tell you about it during the break.
Yeah, please.
Dennis will be in tears when we come back. Got to get to the break. We'll come back. More on the way here on In the Know.
Whenever there's a cold snap, if you listen carefully, you can hear arguments break out across the land in every home with a teenager. It's the mysterious phenomenon known as the thermostat war. It's parent against child in the never-ending battle for control over the temperature of the house. I've had a few skirmishes with my own teen boys over the years. It's a common problem that can actually lead to bad blood in a lot of households. How do you resolve a problem like that one? One family had a unique idea. They devised a humorous set of rules that stopped conflict before it ever started. Anyone who wanted to adjust the thermostat had to be able to answer yes to 3 simple questions. Number 1, are you wearing a hoodie, pants, and socks? Number 2, does the calendar say winter? And number 3, do you pay the gas bill? One thing's for sure, if you're not battling over the thermostat at your house, your family's probably butting heads over something else. That's just the way it is with a house full of people. We all have our differences. Maybe your spouse sleeps with a fan blowing while you're buried under a mountain of blankets. Or maybe you turn in early, but your children are night owls. Differences become disagreements when families can't find common ground. So whatever war you're battling at home, get creative, communicate, and work out a solution together. Who knows, it might even be humorous. For Focus on the Family, I'm Jim Daly.
Core-Mark Kentucky has immediate job openings for night warehouse shifts. If you're highly motivated, seeking a family-friendly environment, Core-Mark Kentucky has full, part, and temporary time positions available with competitive wages, incentives, benefits, vacation, and a fun work atmosphere. Core-Mark Kentucky offers you a 4-day work week. That's 3 days off a week. Call a recruiter now at 270-259-9341 or apply online at careers.coremark.com. Core-Mark is an equal opportunity employer.
This holiday season, give them the gift that's hard to wrap, but easy to give. Buy them a Stihl. From powerful trimmers, blowers, and chainsaws under the tree to fashionable accessories stuffed in their stockings, the Stihl Holiday Gift Guide is packed with great ideas for everyone on your list. For a gift that keeps on giving all year long, pick up the quiet, lightweight, and long-running performance of the Stihl AK Homeowner series of battery-powered tools. Convenient all-in-one sets featuring tool, battery, and charger start at only $199.95. Legendary Stihl performance is easy to use, easy to give, and hard to beat. Find the perfect gifts and wrap up all your holiday shopping at your local Stihl dealer. Or shop online at stihlusa.com/gift guide. Real Stihl. Find yours. All prices MSRP. Available at participating dealers while supplies last.
MB's Point to Ponder for today. You may or may not be aware of a book called 50 Things to Do Before You Die.
Heard of it?
Heard of it. I read it, and if maybe I'm the only one, but would you all be shocked to learn that shout out for help is not one of them?
Really?
It just seemed natural to me. If you were about to die, why wouldn't you shout out for help?
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be the first one.
I would have thought that would be one, or at least top five.
Is this more like bucket list? You know, things to do.
I took it. I'm kind of a technical person. I took it literally. 50 things to do before you die.
Like skydiving and Rocket Mountain?
No, those are bucket list. You know, that's like, I would have thought 1, run.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. If
2,
you can run.
Fight back.
Hide behind desk.
Yeah. 3, hide in the basement. I thought it was pretty simple, but that's just me. Dennis?
Yeah, let's get back to this.
So, romantic scenes in entertainment. Maybe Whitney doesn't know this, but Dennis and Sarah Cook apparently are all in on the Hallmark Christmas movies.
Okay.
But doing the Christmas movies in 2020 has been a challenge because you can't convert the romance scenes to handshakes.
I was going to say, they come in at the end and everything is all hunky-dory.
That's right. And there's usually a smooch involved. And you can't turn that into a fist bump.
Yeah.
Like, hey, glad we worked it out. Fist bump.
Yeah.
Knuckles to you. No, that doesn't work.
No.
Dennis, I'm about to ruin your life.
No. Okay.
I'm about to ruin your viewing of this content.
Okay. Sarah, turn off K105.
Yes. Sarah, earmuffs. Earmuffs, Sarah. They are using plexiglass. And these kissing scenes are being filmed, and then they're taking the plexiglass out in post-production.
Now, how in the world are you going to do that?
Creative shooting.
Yeah, but still, there's plexiglass between them.
Creative shooting, and they're going to start with that?
Well, if you're going to do that, then just put a piece of wax on your lips or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm just telling. I didn't choose to do it. I'm just telling you all what's happening.
I bet that's interesting.
That's the first creative shooting they've done on that set. That's what I'm telling you. Christmas in Vienna sausage. That was a good one last weekend.
Christmas in Vienna sausage.
That's funny.
Viney sausage.
Yeah.
On television tonight, the premiere on ABC of Big Sky. Don't know anything about it.
Got Ryan Felipe in it. That's all I know.
Who?
Okay.
Ryan Felipe. I know what you did last summer. That's all.
CBS has season 18 premiere of NCIS. I don't think NCIS is ever going to catch Law and Order, but the fact that NCIS, the original Mark Harmon version, is starting its 18th season is remarkable.
It's been on a while.
FBI season 3 premiere on CBS, and FBI Most Wanted, the season 2 premiere, is on CBS. Today's highlight in history: this date in 1800. Congress held its first session in the partially completed U.S. Capitol building. In 1558, Elizabeth I acceded to the English throne upon the death of her half-sister, Queen Mary, beginning a 44-year reign. I've seen half of the first episode of the new season of The Crown.
I would like to see it. That is one show that I do want to watch.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I got my first look at Princess Diana.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's still a teenager when we saw her. But
okay.
It's good. Dennis, have you seen A Timeless Christmas?
I'll have to ask Sarah.
Okay. She's the curator of your log on
Yeah,
what you
I'm
all
not
watch.
sure what they're
You
called.
just watch them.
I do, and I'll watch them.
He sleeps through them, Whitney. Don't let him tell you he watches
Listen,
them.
I'm not judging because I don't watch any of them.
In 2003, Arnold Schwarzenegger was sworn in as the 38th governor of California. I also saw the first episode of season 1 of The Reagans last night from HBO.
Were you mad?
Not yet, but I can tell I can tell I'm gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's another good one I think I might try to watch.
It yeah. I'll talk about it some other day when I got time.
Okay.
Oh, Pelosi and Trump really dialed up their rhetoric a year ago today.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we also
turned out well.
Fight. Birthdays today: singer Gordon Lightfoot is 82. Bob Gaudio from the Four Seasons is 79. Martin Scorsese is 78. Or here in Kentucky, Martin Scorsese.
Yes, that's more like it.
Is 78 today. Danny DeVito is 76. Lorne Michaels is 76. John Boehner is 71. Daisy Fuentes is 54. And Rachel McAdams is 42 today. My favorite Rachel McAdams role is Claire Cleary on Wedding Crashers.
On Wedding Crashers, yep.
Mm-hmm. Gone but not forgotten, Rock Hudson, 1925. Rance Howard, Clint and Ron Howard's dad, was born this date in 1928.
Wow.
He was on the Andy Griffith Show, by the way.
Yes, and he was also in Backdraft, and he's just in so many good movies. He's in The Da Vinci Code. And Tom Seaver, born this date in 1944. He just recently crossed over to the Gone but Not Forgotten list. All right, let's see if we can find some chart toppers for you guys. I know that's why you came in when you got invited.
Surprise.
Let's go to 1958. The Playmates were number 1.
Can't say I've ever heard of this one.
You'll be wishing you'd never heard it before, ever again.
The guy must have wanted to pass me out.
Dennis, can you work this into the praise and worship team set somehow?
I think it's a little too complex. Oh, I did like that end part, though.
Beep, 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 beep.
There we go.
Tooting his horn, I'll show him that a Cadillac.
Okay, now, okay.
It turns into the beer barrel polka at the end.
Okay. I was
Oh, well, then we can't do it now.
That's not true. that's not true. That doesn't. Let's go to 1967. The Playmates, Beat Beat. Make a note of that. You'll have it in your iTunes playlist by tomorrow, I'm sure. Yes. 1967, Sam and Dave, number 1. The Soul Man.
Classics.
Yeah.
All right, take it. Here you go.
I'm a soul man.
Dennis, remind me to tell you a story about the Blues Brothers after the show.
Fantastic.
1976 was the year. Gordon Lightfoot had a number 1 song on his birthday.
Yep.
When they left fully loaded for Cleveland.
The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Later that night,
As you know, I love this song
I like
because
Gordon
it's got
Lightfoot.
the word "Gitchy Gumi" in it. Lake Gitchy Gumi. Gordon Lightfoot is good.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know many of his songs other than The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald and Sundown, but
Well, my dad, like you said, I told you, he's very eclectic, so we listen to a lot of that different stuff. So.
gotcha. 1985, Glenn Frey was number one with You Belong to the City. In 1994, Here Come the Hot Stepper. But Dennis, you're probably, what, a freshman in high school in 1994, something like that?
94, I'm a sophomore.
Sophomore. Whitney, how old are you in 94?
In 94,
Yeah.
I'm 86 to 94, so I'm, what is that, 8?
16.
Six.
Hey, 2003, and Some Nights by Fun, number one in 2012. Thank you all for coming in.
Well, thanks for having me.
Thank
Good
you.
to see you.
Yep.
We'll be thinking about you, Whitney.
I know, this will
doubt.
probably be the last time I'm in before.
Probably won't see you before you're before you become a mama for the third time.
Well,
So hang in there, and we'll be thinking about you.
Well, I
All
appreciate it.
Let's see, MB's Prolo Wisdom, and you too, Dennis.
Thanks. I'll see you Thursday.
Thanks for coming in, Dennis. I'll see you on Thursday.
I'll be back.
You going to wear your vest on Thursday?
I don't know. Just text me.
Okay. We'll keep in touch. MB's Prolo Wisdom for today. Fear does not stop death. It stops life. Fear does not stop death. It stops life. MB's Prolo Wisdom for today. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Whitney Carmen, for Dennis Cook, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powered by Heritage Media of Kentucky, WKHG Litchfield, Kentucky, USA. 104.9 FM, the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.